picture of Zach when he was about 2 years old. I know I'm his mommy, but I have to tell you, I think this picture is totally adorable. He's got his big brown eyes and his chubby, chubby little thighs and his one sweet, sweet, sweet little trunk. But I have to tell you that very soon, this sweet little picture looks like... This is a picture of Zach in his room with just some of his trunks. And I don't know if you can tell, well, he's wearing a hard hat there, and he's wearing trunk PJs. That's how much he loves trunks.
I think I know why you're fake.
This is Zach's toy closet. There's not even room for anything of Ben's in Zach's toy closet.
Oh, neither.
This is my kitchen. There's obviously some sort of horrible emergency. I know. This is my living room. Now, I have to tell you, before I had kids, I used to say, I will never be one of those mommies that lets their kids have their toys all over the house. This is what my house looks like. Isn't that super crazy? Yeah. Okay, one time. I have to tell you that I am a super tired mommy at the end of the day because I do this awesome job, like I get to present to you guys, and I write books, but I get all those awesomely fun mom jobs too, like the laundry, and the dishes, and cooking dinner, and picking up toys again and again and again and again and again every day. So when I am ready for bed, I'm so sleepy. So one night, I stumbled into my bedroom, all sleepy and yawny, and I flicked on the light, and this is what I saw on my bed. All of those crane trucks and an excavator were all hoisting up my throw pillow. So before I could go to bed, I had to untangle that whole crazy mess. So, oh, there's a picture of Zach's door to his bedroom, and he has drawn pictures of trucks. So, at bedtime, I really, really, really want to what? Sleep. So with Ben, my first boy, it was kind of easier. We would floof up our pillows and cozy up together just like my grandma used to do with me. And we would open up all those books he loved about nature and animals and the ocean. And Ben would get sleepy, and his little eyes would get heavy, and his little head would start to fall to one side, and he would start to go to sleep, and I went, woo, I can go to sleep now. And I tiptoe out of his room, and I would go to bed. And then I had Zach. And we would cuddle up together, and we would read all of his favorite books about. But the problem was that when we read about all of those big, powerful, loud, noisy trucks, instead of getting sleepy, Zach would be wide awake. And I could not get him to settle down because he would decide, I want to play trucks now. Or he would jump on his bed and pretend he was a truck. Or he would run around his room making truck noises, and I went, oh, this tired mommy is never going to get any sleep. So one day, I had an idea. I reminded Zach that whenever we drive past a construction site at night, all of the trucks are off. They're asleep. They're getting rest to work and play the next day, just like little boys and girls need to get some rest so they can work and play hard the next day too. So I went down to my computer at night for about a month after the kids were in bed, and I wrote my story. Doesn't this look exciting?
Yeah.
No, right? It's words on paper. It's called a manuscript. And I also sent a picture of what I thought I wanted my book to look like. I thought that trucks should be realistic with faces on them, and they should have all these grungy construction site textures. And I packaged that all up, and I sent it to a publisher. And the publishers are those companies that make books. And I sent it away, packaged it in the envelope, and apparently a lot of other people had the same idea to send a book to a publisher, because publishers get this much mail every single week from people who want their ideas made into a book. So my idea was probably way or an artist, or really anything, you have to be pretty patient. You have to be very patient. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and one day, my phone rang! And on the other end of the line was a very nice woman named Mary who worked at the publishing company, and she said, "Mrs. Rinker, I'm so sorry it took us so long to get back to you, but we've read your idea for a book, and we love it, and we would like to make a book out of your story." And I went, "Woo!" And then she said, wait, a couple of things. First of all, you know your idea for the picture that you had? Well, we don't like that idea. We want to use our own illustrator and work on our own idea for how we think the book should look." And I went, "Ooh, it's a little scary." And I have to tell you, maybe just a little bit, my feelings were a little bit hurt. And then but I said, "You know what? You make books every day, so I'm going to trust you." "Okay." And she said, "All right, now one more thing. You know your words that you wrote? We might want to make just a few teeny tiny itty bitty changes." And I went, "Teeny tiny itty bitty changes? No problem." And she said, "Okay, great. Let's make a book." So this is the very first thing that she sent me. This is called a pagination. And this comes from the word page, and it just showed me how many pages we would need to fill up and what needed to go on every page so that I would understand when we made those word changes what needed to happen. And then we made those changes again and again and again and again. We made changes to my words 10 times. 10 times. Again and again. So by the time it was done, I was not too happy. Does it feel good when somebody makes you do something over again? No. Does your teacher ever make you do something again? Yeah, teachers do that. What about maybe your music teacher or your coach? Do you ever have to do something over again? Yeah. Do you love it? No. But in order to be an author or an illustrator or really anything that you want to be, you have to be persistent. And that's a really big word, but it just means that you need to be willing to do something over and over and over again until you get it right. So,